Hello and welcome to Cape Town, South Africa, where in 1 year's time, the finest rugby players from Britain and Ireland will be taking on the world champions in what's set to be the biggest Lions tour yet. Lions head coach Ian McGeechan is here on a fact-finding mission, part of which is watching Wales take on the Springboks in Bloemfontein on Saturday. What can you as Lions head coach be expecting from the Wales Springboks game later?
Well, I think as much seeing bits about the Springboks as well as the Welsh players, and me just getting a real feel for rugby in South Africa again.
Mentioning that, ahead of even this far ahead of the tour, do you have any idea about players and people that you're looking out for and things that you're looking out for?
No, I think you get an indication of players who have played well in the last Six Nations in particular, and obviously in the European Cup. But from that point of view, you want to see how they go the next 12 months. Some of them will be in a second season of international rugby, and that's a challenge in its own right. And the ones that really take that on and then move on another level are the sort of players then that will suddenly come into contention for the Lions, I think.
And if someone had said to you back in 1997 that you're going to be back out again in South Africa on another Lions tour in 2009, what would you have said?
I'd have told them they were crazy. Never anticipated it, but I'm as excited, I think, now as I was then about it. It's a great challenge.
Ian, thank you very much. Ian McGeechan has been accompanied in this reconnaissance mission by former Lions and Wales legend Gerald Davies, who will be the Lions team manager next year.
Well, you talk to any player who's been on the Lions tour and they have sweet, fond, very warm memories, unforgettable memories of their time with the Lions. You talk to any current player who's playing for his national team and he will have an ambition of playing with the Lions. It is still the great climax of any rugby player's careers, whether it was in the amateur days or the professional. And in the professional era, as someone said to me the other day about the Lions, it is the one last great rugby adventure of a team coming together of players for 4 different countries, professional or otherwise. We'll have to knit into a team spirit to represent the Lions and to create memories once more for those new players who will come on the tour. You can't forget the Lions, you can't ignore them. They're here and they are the biggest brand in world rugby.
And Wales are about to meet the Springboks. How do you think they're going to fare?
Well, I think both sides have their own dilemmas, I should imagine, or their own questions. For the Springboks, they're creating a new team with a new coaching setup, so there are question marks over the Springboks. For Wales, yes, we'll come back here to South Africa having won the championship in Europe, but Wales have never travelled well. So the question for Wales is, can they replicate what they did in Europe here in the Southern Hemisphere, here in South Africa? And I'm looking forward to a good 2-match series between the two countries. But after all, Wales having won the championship, but the Springboks are the world champions, so it's a big test.
Well, it's certainly a game that British and Irish Lions fans will be watching with interest as they try to predict what's going to happen this time next year. The countdown has already started.